Hey world, it's been a really long time since I did a video. So, I got my tonsils out over Christmas break and right now I'm dyeing my hair. But I haven't done this in a long time, so I just really needed to. Updates on my life. Broke up with my boyfriend, live alone once again. It's okay, life happens. What I really want to talk about today is the darkness, which is a term that I coined with I kind of made, me and my ex-boyfriend, we talked about, and, I talked about it with my brother yesterday, and so, yin and yang, how it's everything that's good has a little bit of darkness, and everything that's dark has a little bit of good. I've just never been so aware of what the darkness was. So, the darkness is a thing that can come in many forms. It can come in the form of extreme S&M. It's hatred, the violence, the thinking someone deserves what they get even after they hurt you. It's the revenge, it's the darkness. I don't have a lot of that, but Matthew does. But I have the empty, which is another kind of darkness. So the empty is when you feel so crystallized, I guess. You feel empty and hollow and cold inside, and that's what I had, and it's still a little part of me, because it's once you are exposed to it, you can't ever go back. Or maybe you can, I don't really know. This is a video where it's I don't really know a lot. I don't have the darkness. I've seen the darkness in other people, and I know it's there in its different forms. My ex had some of the darkness, or he'd been exposed to it. Matthew has some of it. I have the emptiness, and the darkness really makes me sad, because sometimes, with people, you wanna, love them more, but you can't, because then they take too much from you. And they make you hurt too. And sorry, I'm still kind of sad about stuff, about that breakup and things. But the darkness, darkness is all the hatred and the bad, and things that, but some people have that stuff in them and doesn't make them bad. It's just because they were exposed to it really young. Matthew told me, my brother told me he remembered a time when he didn't have the feeling of the darkness, and he said it was when he was really young, before he was bullied and stuff, or before things happened to him that changed him. And I kind of wonder if the darkness forms, how your brain develops when you're younger. I wonder if when things affect you when you're young, if that's how it develops. Because for me, I was bullied and I had no friends when I was about 10, and that's when I was introduced to the emptiness. But why didn't mine turn into darkness, and why did Matthew's, and why was mine just empty and his turned dark? Granted, the emptiness is a darkness too, but it's a lighter shade of gray. It's a self-destructive darkness, because you don't want to hurt others. You just feel drained of energy. You just feel nothing. You just feel like a hollow shell. That's who I was when I had the eating disorder. I walked around with that, and I still have that part of me in the back of my head, and that form when I was younger, and I don't know if I can ever get rid of that completely. And I think it bothers me. I wouldn't say bothers me, it just makes me sad, because I don't know if people ever get rid of the darkness, or the only thing I can do to deal with when I see the darkness, because I can recognize it and see it. It's that feeling you get in your stomach, and it's those things that aren't good, or you just get that weird feeling, and the most I can do is love it from afar and be hey, there are other ways, and but you still deserve love. But you can't, it's the darkness is kind of like a black hole. It's all consuming. My brother and I tied this into space last night. It's all consuming, so you have to love it from a distance and show it that there's other ways. And maybe then they'll pour, like, people who are more dark than light, like, maybe then they'll start, like, being more in their light, and then, like, the darkness will still be there, but, like, smaller. I don't know. And, like, it's kind of a weakness, too, I guess. Like, in Matthew's eyes, he said it was, and I thought that was a really interesting perspective. Like, it was good for us to talk, and, like, because we really got to understand things about each other and about that, and, like, I wasn't even really aware this was, like, you know, at the darkness or the light. Like, I didn't really realize it was a thing, or I wasn't even aware of it until this year. Like, 2017's been crazy, or 2016, and now it's going to be 2017. But I guess, like, just keep on doing life and figure it out. And, like, for me, like, I'm just gonna try and keep on being, like, light Beth and good Beth and Beth who cares. Like, I've never felt true hatred in my heart. Like, and I can't. Like, I gave this crazy example to Matthew as to how I would get a taint of the darkness for me. Say there was a small child, like this innocent child, and the only way, and like, you had to kill this child to save the rest of the planet. Like, of course, I would kill the child to save the rest of the planet. And, like, say you had to kill the child by, like, cutting their throat and ripping out their organs. Like, that would make you have a bit of darkness in you, because that's a very dark thing to do. And that would make me have darkness. Like, I'm sure there could be other things that might cause me to have darkness at some point. I don't have any. I have the empty darkness, which is still darkness, but... And I guess I know how to live with that. I guess maybe people learn how to live with their darkness. Like, my brother's learned how to kind of live with his. Like, he used to really hate people and stuff. And, like, have things like uncontrollable rage and stuff when he doesn't now. Like, his outlet is kind of like, he'll work out sometimes. Or, like, he has some other ways, too. But, like, it's just, it's crazy to me. And it makes me sad because my ex-boyfriend, like, he was in the darkness, and I think he thinks he's all the way out, but it's like, he's not, and I can see that, and it makes me sad, and I just have never realized all this stuff, and, like, I could be completely wrong, but this is my perception of it now, and, like, it's Matthew Stu. He said he wasn't even really aware of the darkness until this year, and he didn't know what it was, and it's insane to me. Darkness and light, yin and yang, right? But I just gotta keep on being the best version of Beth possible, and good Beth, and, you know, I could have stayed with Damon, my ex-boyfriend, but it would have been a really hard life. I would have constantly been wondering, you know, if he was maybe cheating on me or flirting with somebody, or I can't, and that's why I gotta love him from afar, and also, like, we're different too. We communicate different, we think different, we want to do different things. Like, he likes to play video games, I like to go to music festivals, and he's stubborn. I'm stubborn too, but he's also stubborn, and he's not the one. And that's hard, and that's sad, but that's okay, and it's good that I realized it before I moved to Colorado with him, you know. I'm moving in a year, and a year from now I will be living in Colorado, but, you know, it's good that I realized it, and I'm just gonna keep on growing and trying to become the best Beth, and keep on humbling myself with how big the world is, and that's all I can really do, and keep on growing, just keep growing. This was a kind of emotional video for me, and also my voice sounds like shit because of the tonsils, but thank you for listening, whoever's out there, and I'd love to talk about this stuff with anybody if they ever need to talk about it, because, you know, I'm still figuring it out too, and I feel like everybody else, a lot of people are. Thank you. Till next time, guys. Bye.